Welcome to So Chalant. I am Katie Ruby, and this week I have been thinking about a lot of things, but particularly I've been thinking about how cool it is to have friends that have a whole bunch of different interests and abilities and stuff like that. For many, many years, I would always put out on Facebook back in the day and now on Twitter, just like every couple of years, I'll put out if you were an expert in something that you felt like you could give advice or you could help with, what is that thing? So that I kind of have this like Rolodex in my head of what my friends are good at so that if I have a question, I know who I can go ask rather than, go to Google or ask ChatGPT, which you don't know if that's true or, there's always bias out there, whatever. This is a person that I know and love that I know has this interest or ability. So maybe try that, like put that out and see what your people are into. But started this podcast, right? Because I was interested in knowing what everybody's into. And my friend Chris is like, hey, I know how to make animations. I know how to make music. Can I give you some for the podcast? So you're about to see my brand new, it's the second podcast, but like he just gave it to me this weekend intro, including original music by my friend Chris and animations done by my friend Chris. And I just think that that's so cool to have all of these people in my life who can do awesome things like this. So just enjoy this new intro and let's meet our guest. It's Tim Wilson. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how we doing?
I am so good, but assuming that the entire world is not just people who hang out in mine or John Blevins's Twitch and therefore don't know who you are, do you want to tell everybody who you are?
Certainly. I mean, it's a little bit ego check to think that people may not know me, but that's fine. So so my name is Tim. I am um, currently living in South Carolina, but was a longtime resident. By long time, I mean my entire life up until 3 years ago, resident of the great state of New Jersey,
It's
the
debatable.
Garden State.
The great
We
state,
also have Pines,
the
which was referenced
tolerated.
in a previous podcast.
Yeah, but
And
you
we
don't get to
also
be the
may
pine
have
tree state. That's Maine's
yes.
thing.
Yeah, I know. We're the Garden State. That's fine. And we also produce an extraordinary amount of blueberries. So, just FYI. Um
Like
yeah,
this to be a theme of this podcast where guests just sort of snipe at each other one episode
listen,
after the other.
I'm here to unite, not divide. So, I know there was some running myths that were propagated last podcast and ultimately without ruining it or jumping too much into it, honestly, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to dismiss the running myths,
Dismiss the
especially
running myth.
around distance and old people.
Beautiful. Love to hear it. Well, I'm I was born in New Jersey, so I like to tease or I like to tell people like, I'm from New Jersey, but Jersey girls ain't trash. Trash gets picked up. Um, but it
So
doesn't work
which
because I
part?
got married when I was 12. Um, I am from wait, where was I born? I was born in Mount Holly, New Jersey. I don't even know what part of the state that is.
You are blowing my mind.
Why?
That's right where I lived, like not in Mount Holly, but I lived in Burlington County my whole life. That hospital you were born in, um, a lot of people I know were born there. I know that sounds weird, but I've I've been in it. um,
Nice.
yeah. I
Excellent.
mean, like literally, that's where I grew up.
So tell me, because people ask me a lot, are we pork roll people or Taylor ham people?
We are. It's pork roll. It's
Okay,
pork roll.
we're
It's
pork roll people. I
always
gotta
pork
write
roll.
that down. Okay. We
So
are
and
pork
just to
roll.
help solidify that point, I'm in South Carolina now, and there is a Jersey-owned restaurant that has a menu, and it literally references pork roll several times and Taylor ham once, and says it will only be referenced this one time.
Wow.
Yeah,
For if you're not a New Jersey person, that's such a weird niche thing. Okay, we're not going to
yeah.
get into that because even though we are very apparently excited about our pork-based breakfast items, well, not just breakfast. Let's not limit the pork
It's
roll.
it's like Tang. It's
I
not just
know.
for breakfast anymore.
Or astronauts. Tim, tell us what you are so
Sorry.
chalant about.
I am so chalant about running. Running in general, but specifically considering I got into it so late in life, I am so chalant about just being able to run as an older gentleman, and being able to see how far I can run.
That is delightful. Okay, so Tim and I like sort of bonded over the fact that we are running as old people. So I started running when I was I 39, 38? I think I was 39. I don't remember. It was in the last couple of years. Like, I think literally a year and a half ago, I tweeted something like, I can't run for more than a minute and a half without stopping to walk. Someone help me. What am I doing wrong? Because, like, I was relatively fit and could not continue walking or running. And somebody's like, run slower, you idiot. And I was like, oh, turns out that's the answer. Who knew?
Yeah,
You
I
did,
mean, it's
apparently.
yeah, it's simple. I'm not sure I said idiot, but I probably said something to that effect.
Something to that effect, right? Okay, so like, what is it that you love about running? Tell me about it.
I probably need to tell you why I got into it because, contrary to what you may think and what everyone watching this may think, it's not something that I did my whole life, right? So I grew up playing soccer, was a pretty good athlete, got to college, actually tore my ACL, and that pretty much ended that for me. And it wasn't until about 2000, actually 2016, that I got my anterior cruciate ligament.
No, yeah, yeah, I
Senior
know
in
what it
there.
is,
Yeah.
but I was
Okay.
like, "That hurts, ow."
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fact that you're
Different
vertical is
podcast
amazing to
though.
me.
Different podcast. We'll
For
talk about
sure.
that. Um, So, it wasn't until about 2016, and I can remember it. It was Christmas Eve. My family gets together, and my sister made this reference to an 18-mile race in Long Beach Island, which is on the shore of New Jersey. And before I could say anything, my wife was like, "Tim will do it."
Love when wives do this. Wives
Yeah,
are so the realist for this.
yeah, yeah.
You
I
know
mean, it
how
was just
many
like,
turkey trots
yeah,
my husband has run because I was like, "He's in it."
yeah, yeah. Well, to be fair, she didn't say she would do it with me. She just said, "Tim will do that."
No,
So.
I don't I'm not doing the turkey trot. I am cooking. Get out of the house.
Yes, yes, I see, I see. So yeah, so basically, I kind of got suckered into it, and being, I'm in shape, very much like that's kind of why I was able to say what I said to you is, I was in that situation. So I trained um, for it, not really knowing what an 18-mile race was, and I went into it going, I should be able to do this in under 3 hours. Like it shouldn't be a problem. I'm in great shape, no big deal. So the race comes
Hubris,
in.
man.
Yeah, I know, I
Hubris.
know. So October of 2017, on a Sunday, I run this race. My sister's there with me. Ultimately, she ends up beating me, and it took me 3 hours and 39 minutes to run the race. Needless to say, I wasn't happy, and I woke up that next day and ran, and I've been running ever since. And it's all about my goal at that point was to run 18 miles under 3 hours, which is 180 minutes, which is why
Your
in some
Instagram
areas you may
handles?
see 18 under 180. So,
Yes. Yes.
yes.
All right. So
So that's
did
how
you
I got
achieve
into it.
that?
So, yeah, so I was able to go back and run that race 3 more times, and I was able to beat that time. My best official time in that race was 2 hours. I think I took like an hour off of it. Uh, when in 2020, the races were getting canceled, I was able to run 18 miles in 2 hours and 23 minutes, unofficial time.
Nice. 18 miles is a weird length for a race. Why? Why?
So, so it's the length of the island. So Long Beach Island
Ah,
is 18 miles long. So you run it from one end to the other. And it's typically an easy run. It's in October, so they advertise it as like, oh, it's like 60 degrees. The wind is typically at your back. The first year we ran it, it was like 90 degrees with about 85% humidity. Yeah,
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 that's fun. That's fun.
yeah.
So
So
while you were talking, I pulled up my last run because listeners of this podcast may or may not know, I'm training for a marathon right now. And so my last weekend's run was 16 miles. I literally didn't think I was going to get it done because my legs were so fried. I had 15 the week before. And then that whole week, I was like, I can't, ow. It felt like my calves were, I was like, there's nothing. My bones are falling apart because my calves don't exist. I think I'm not sure what happened, but so somebody was like, just rest for 2 days, take some ibuprofen and see how it feels. And then I was fine on Saturday, which was great. But so I ran that 16 miles in 3 hours and 1 minute. So theoretically, I could have beat you that year.
Yeah, yeah,
2 more
yeah. I mean,
miles?
it would have been, I guess, when you were getting to the end of the 16, what was was it
Oh, I was
running?
getting
Was
progressively faster. Like, I was
Oh,
doing
okay.
negative splits, yeah. Because I told myself
Yeah,
on
then
that one, like
you essentially well, yeah, 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 totally
yeah.
would have beat me.
Yeah, I told myself on that run, I was like, "We are not running fast. If you run faster than 11 minutes and or 11:11, right, because I just picked a random number that I like symmetry. I was like, "If you run faster than 11:11, you will have failed this mile, and I will be disappointed in you. Run slower than 11:11, but not slower than 12. That's crazy." All right. Well, my next question that, like, because I've decided that I'm going to use the same 5 questions on every podcast, but you just stepped on the toes of it because it was like, how did this passion first grab you? So let me just tweak it a bit. Like, when did you start finding that you were the type of person that needed to have a run every day, or you were going to eat somebody, just a innocent bystander on the street?
Um, so it was early on. It was early on, but what I think was I just felt like I saw progress, and what I'll say here is um and I think it's not I'm not unique to it, but I think, I know myself. I'm very self-aware, and I can easily have like an addictive personality to things, right? So to me, I felt myself leaning into it, and I'm like, okay, what's the downside of just wanting to do this all the time? I'll have better cardio. I'll be I'll be in good shape.
Hmm.
I'll be outside. I'll be able to see things. So I really let myself go into it, and then seeing progress, and being able to have this goal of, hey, I'm going to do this 18-mile race, and then just having these experiences while running of like setting some unrealistic goal, and being able to do it. It just made me realize, like, man, body and mind and heart, when all three of those are working in unison, you can do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
This 18 under 180 was like for running, but for me, it has become like a lifestyle, right? So I'm not successful all the time, but I try to apply it in other areas of my life.
Yeah. Um, Trying not to step on my next question with when I'm asking follow-up questions because so I might have to, like, tweak that. This is a hobby podcast, people. This is not professional. I'm doing the best I can here. Okay, so, that's what I find when I'm running as well, is that a lot of the things bleed over into other parts of your life. So if you can get yourself used to discipline in running, you can get yourself used to discipline in literally anything. So I was having this thought process the other day when somebody tweeted something about like having a dog is not the same thing as having a kid, and some people were like, "Yeah, you're right. It's not." I'm like, it's not obviously, but and they're like, "It's not good preparation." I'm like, "No, I mean it is. Like if you did it the right way, it kind of is. Like everything is
Right.
training for everything, right?" So I'm thinking like with the running and the being outside, you mentioned it. Like the question that I want to ask you is like, what keeps you coming back to running every single time? Is it the discipline? Is it the when you say progress? Is it like that you're getting faster? Is it that you're getting skinnier? Because for the love of God, I am not getting skinnier, and I don't know how like, what is happening here. I just weigh 130 pounds, and it is what it is. Um, like, what is it that keeps you coming back?
Um, so for me, it has become a source of an opportunity to think, to clear my mind, right? So I mean, and it's funny, I'll do a lot of running at lunch during work. Mm, And I've done it. I've worked at a few places, and I kind of always get like this look of like people are like, "You're going for a run now," and it'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the reason is because I'm hitting a roadblock. And what I find is that for some reason, and I know there's science involved and things are getting released in my brain and whatever, but I'm not that kind of runner. I don't know all the details. I'm a very undisciplined uh, I'm a very undisciplined, unstructured runner. But for me, I have so many ideas and so many thoughts and so many things pop into my brain, even when I'm not expecting them, when I run. So for me, it's a combination of, that ability to kind of have that, the something to keep me disciplined, something, because it's that want, it's that consistency to run, the consistency helps create the discipline, which helps, take care of the motivation. But then just that bonus of having these thoughts and ideas and conversations in my brain that kind of work things out if it's a problem or if it's an opportunity. So that's what kind of keeps me. I feel most comfortable when I'm running.
Yeah. Um, I'm not comfortable while running. You're a jerk. But like I'm sweaty and gross.
Well, and
But
that's the beauty of running too, is that it's a different experience for everyone, right? And
yeah.
it's not meant to be the same, and it shouldn't be, right? So you're not competing with me, right? You're competing with you, right? You're competing with your run yesterday, or your run 2 weeks ago, and every run is like you're not always going to get better.
Yeah.
It's it's like life, man. There's just days that you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, I am gonna crush this run, and the run's gonna be like, haha, not so fast.
LOL. You
You're gonna
don't have
suck today.
calves anymore. Isn't it
Right.
weird?
You're gonna right. But then the day after, you could get up and, like, feel like crap and totally crush it. So, uh, that's just to me, it's just I'm amazed at, like, what we think the body can do and the brain can do, and then what it actually can do.
Yeah, I am absolutely with you on that. I think you might be a slightly mentally healthier person than I am, but like something that struck me today during my today run because it's the first nice day in freaking forever. Like last Saturday when I did my long run was kind of nice, but I got out by 7 and I was like and I finished at 10 and I was like, it's cooler here at 10 o'clock than it usually is at 7 a.m. when I'm starting this run. So this is wild right now. So this morning's run I started and it was like kind of chilly. It was like 56 a little bit. I was like, "Oh, hey, this is not great." And I am the type of person that kind of crumbles every winter. Like I cannot do winter. The seasonal effective, whether it's real or not. I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know. I just know that every winter I'm like, why does Christmas have to happen in the time when I feel like I can't deal? Um, and this year or yesterday, this morning, I went out for this run and it was kind of cold. And normally my first thought would be, oh no, it's coming. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And I didn't even think that at all. I just thought, hey, I have new shoes. Hey, my legs don't feel as bad as I thought they would. Hey, I'm able to do this 4 miles. And I have this running influencer that I follow that started talking about looking for opportunities to consider every day the potential best day of your life. And so I'm running and I run along this golf course and I'm like, look at and like it wasn't until hours later when I stopped the run that I was like, the this is the first time I think in years that I have felt cold and not immediately thought, "Oh crap, I'm about to expire." And I think that that's 100% related to the fact that I've been running and just the endorphins that you get and the discipline that you get, all of that. It sounds so lame.
It's not at all. I mean, it's
We
dead
sound
on,
like
and
a
by the way,
cult. We do.
listen, we might be, but much like,
It's not the
but not
bad
much.
kind.
It's not that kind. Not like let's say like an Irish dance cult. I mean that might that
Oh, Christine, he didn't mean it. I told
I'm
you
just
this is if you watched Christine's episode, this is my friend that I was like, he's gonna
here. I'm here to unite. That's all. I think the runners and the Irish dance folks can all agree that bikers are the real problem. So I think
somebody out there's a cyclist. I don't have one off the top of my head, but I'm sure they exist out here. All right. So if somebody wants to get into this, they want to dip their toes into the world of running, where do they start?
honestly, it's just a matter of doing it, right? So, I mean, I know it sounds simple and stupid, right? But Christine was correct. It is right, left, and then just doing that at a faster pace. But honestly, I mean, if you want to get into it, here's what I would recommend, right? Don't look at each run as your goal. I was told early on by a guy who does triathlons and another guy who does 100-mile races. Look at it by a week, right? So look at it by a week. So if you want to get into running, the worst thing you could do is go, I'm going to get up today and run 3 miles. Do a mile, and oh, by the way, like be okay with it being a walk run mile. Maybe start off by walking, get yourself warmed up. Um, get a good pair of shoes. If your goal is to just run a little bit, three times a week, you don't need to go outrageous and buy these high end shoes. You can get a decent pair of running shoes. There's plenty of places out there that have them, on discount. But honestly, I think it's just a matter of having a mindset of setting aside the time to do it. I did this thing where 2023, I decided to challenge myself and run at least 3 miles every day. And ultimately, it was like, hey, it's like it's just under 30 minutes. So it's like if you can be 30 minutes selfish and take 30 minutes, and again, don't try to. You're not running a marathon day one. Start off slow and chunk it by weeks. So if you are practicing or planning on a 5K, right, look at your weeks and try to load up and say, hey, look, I need to do like 8 to 10 miles this week. And do that for a few weeks before the 5K. And you, when you run that 5K, you'll be amazed at how easy it is, as opposed to if you woke up tomorrow morning and tried to run 3 miles.
Yeah, that's genius. My friend Beth is running a 5K just, I think, actually the same weekend that I'm doing the marathon because I was willing. I was like, I'll go do it with you. And then I was like, never mind. I really won't
Do
because
both. Do a little warm
I
up.
think they're on the exact same day and not in the same city. So that's going to be a bit of a problem.
That
But
would,
yeah, like this is her first race that she's ever done, and she's like she'll send me her mileage, and I'm so proud of her. She's doing such a great job, and she's done walk, run, all of those things because I think that is one of those things that I hate. I hate labels. Like I don't like to label myself as anything. Wife, mom, Catholic. That's pretty much the extent of where I'll go label wise. So when people are like, "Ah, you're a runner," which you try to do to me all the time, I'm like, I'm because I feel like that's when you put that label on yourself, then it's easy to disappoint yourself. It's easy to get mad at yourself when you didn't achieve your like. If I had been you and said I'm going to run 3 miles a day because that makes me a runner, and then I'm sick and I don't run 3 miles that day, like okay, well, now did I just disrupt who I am? Do I have to like completely rethink my whole identity? Because I'm like a weird all or nothing kind of girl apparently. So I I like that idea that like to set yourself a challenge. I don't know that I would necessarily give myself that one, but this is your thing that you're chalant about, so
right,
you can pick. All
right,
right.
right.
My last question before the lightning round is what is one unexpected way that this has shaped your life or how you see the world?
I think I think I kind of mentioned it. It is really just given me. It's given me a different perspective, and I think it has made me a much more positive person. Because running, just like life in general, it's all about like you become the mindset you're in. So if when you go to run and you know it's gonna suck and you don't wanna do it, I've found that my best runs are those runs. The runs I don't wanna run are the best runs, and that has sort of given me this different perspective and a much more positive, mindset, and honestly, it's given me this attitude of like, "Okay, okay, life, like, whatever you throw at me, I'm gonna be ready." I have this saying that's like challenge, because people would always ask, "Why do you run? Why do you run? Why do you do it?" It's like you're not doing anything. Like everyone gets an award at the end of the run. What's the big deal? And
You get a
um,
banana, first of all.
banana, and some places a beer, which woohoo,
Chocolate
you got to
chip cookie
recarb.
every now and then.
You got to recarb. You got to
Mhm.
recarb. But I basically said, you challenge yourself for no reason, so you're ready when you are. So, and I probably not time to get into it, but during that 3 mile challenge year, I was diagnosed with follicular lymphoma. So I was diagnosed with cancer, treated, and beat it in a very short period of time. And the doctors, and during that, I said, "Hey, look, I have this challenge. I need to keep running." And they're like, "Keep running." They're like, "If you can keep running, like," yeah. And my ability to kind of overcome it so quickly, the doctor was 100% certain that my running and my health and my body was a key piece to that. So
I love that you just said that. I hate that I'm a bad editor, and so I'm gonna have this, like, obnoxious you'll watch my brain change gears while he's talking. Just rewind and watch my brain go, "Eh." Anyway, that's incredible that I have a friend, Saul, who just beat cancer as well, and he was like, the activity, the nutrition, which I imagine because I've listened to him talk about what his nutrition looked like while he was, doing his stuff, is probably very similar it's a runner's diet, basically, like a lot of fruit and vegetables, those kinds of things, and now I'm like, I gotta get Saul on to talk about his diet while he was while he was, under treatment if he's willing to, because you're the second person now to tell me that this, like, this awareness of your body and this being present in your body has been something that's key to overcoming cancer. And not that, this is not a medical podcast. I'm not a doctor, all of the blah, 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 but like there's something to that, right? Like where I didn't get sick at all this year that I was training, and even if I did, like I was paying attention to how I felt, so I was like, it's time for some zinc. Like there's
Yeah, I mean,
just
you're
something
very
to it.
yeah, you're very mindful, and I mean, the fact that I was doing that and so mindful of it is what made me catch it. I mean, I
Yeah.
literally looked in the mirror because I was, like, trying to look, it's like, "Hey, how is 3 miles every day affecting me," from a weight loss or physical structure, and saw this golf ball lump, and, me being that I'm not a doctor either, I waited a whole day and then went to my wife and said, "Hey, is this normal?" And she was like, "You need to go to a doctor now."
No, that is not normal. Ugh. Ay, Mrs. Wilson for the win
Y
twice now.
yes, yeah,
Absolutely killing it.
listen, I would not be anywhere I am today without her, so that is 100% a fact.
I'm always team wife. If you're ever like, "My wife thinks," I'm like, "Well, whatever she said." All right, ready for the lightning round?
I'm ready.
Okay, what is something you are decidedly not chalant about? Meaning something you don't care about at all, pet peeve, whatever. Lightning, Tim.
Honestly, what's that?
I said
Lightning,
lightning,
I know,
Tim.
but biking. I don't get it. The bike does all the work, and the entitlement is through the roof. Next question.
I need to remember to clip that for Instagram. Okay. If you had to be so chalant about something completely different tomorrow, what would it be? Like, what would you like to get
Motivational
into?
speaking. Motivational speaking. So
Somebody hire me.
I in my role, I get told and I try I don't come across often, but I try to be very humble, and I'm all about my team and building and developing other people, and I get told that all the time, that I'm a good motivator, I'm a good leader, I should do something more with it, so that's something I would love to be social on.
All right. Who is the most unexpectedly chalant or meaning excitable person you know?
You know what? It's gotta be John. It's gotta be John. Yeah. Like, that guy, like, he gets excited about, like, the craziest things, like, just the simplest things. That's my experience. Like, there are times where I see him and his face lights up, and I'm like, "How can you be on the earth this long and not know that?" Like, I don't know, he just gets excited about everything except for
He
spiders.
is so excited about it. Give that man a cheese stick and just see what happens. It's
Yeah, until
wild.
he eats it improperly, but yes, yes.
He's got a problem. He's got a real problem with that. If you guys are not fans or don't know who John is, Bearded Blevins, he's my co-host on Is This for Kids? And he does a Twitch stream. So you go to twitch.tv/Bearded Blevins and you will see him. He's live most days a week. He is super fun. I usually refer to him as my tiny infant brother because he is very excitable.
See?
Okay, it's
He's
true.
chalant about everything.
Chalant about everything. All right, what snack or drink fuels your chalant vibes?
Coffee. I'm a black coffee drinker and
L'chaim.
I know.
That's my favorite, by the way, my favorite way to cheers people. Because in almost every language, like, the cheers it means, like, a greeting. Basically, like, cheers is a greeting in English, and salud is a greeting in Spanish. L'chaim means to life, and I like it so much better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Much
rather than
better. I
just
like it.
"hi," it's "to
Right.
life."
To
Right.
life. No, I love it.
Coffee. All right, what do you hope that people remember about you in 10 years?
Can I say my devastatingly great looks?
You can. I mean, it's
No.
shallow
Uh,
and embarrassing for you, but you can
yes.
say that.
No. Honestly, it leans on what I said about the motivational speaking. I hope that in 10 years from now, they just people I've been able to meet along and just remember that I'm all about supporting and developing and trying to put people in the best place for them, right? Whatever they need to be better, feel better, do better. I'm all about it. So I hope that they see me as someone who's there for them and has their back no matter what.
All of my favorite people answer that question in some sort of a way of like what they did for someone else, which I think is so countercultural right now. So I'm really proud of you for saying that. Okay. Well,
I
thank you
did
so
say
much
the
for
good looks thing first, though.
you
So
did actually. You know what? I take that compliment back 100%. You suck. Get off my podcast. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Tim. And you are the best. I hope you guys come back again next week. I'm going to try to make this a weekly thing. But again, this is a hobby podcast. So if my life gets in the way, then there's just not going to be an episode that week. But leave a comment in the bottom. Let me know if you have a hobby that you would like to come on and talk about, or you can come in, talk to me on the old Twitter, which I refuse to call by its new name because I'm elderly and I don't like to change. See you later, guys. Okay.